Thank you. This is the presentation I've always wanted to make, so I'm really eager to do it. Thanks, Rosalind. We've actually never met in person. You know how that goes. Okay, let me do a couple things here. All right, the sustainability revolution, where we are now, what do we have to know to be able to move forward, and what happens next? Let's see if I've got all the right things. Okay, where are we right now? May you live in interesting times. You've heard that saying. Well, guess what? That's what we're living in right now. This talk is a snapshot of the time that we're living in, and it's indeed interesting. Before I present 5 key points, here are my sources. First of all, the 2012 UN Rio Plus 20 work report, which is called The Future We Want. The 2005 edition of Andres Edwards' book, The Sustainability Revolution. Let's see, what's it called? A Portrait of a Paradigm Shift. And the, as of Friday, the October 2013, Walking Our Talk, a brief look at extensions, let's see, read it upside down. A brief look at extension survey responses from across the United States, and everybody will get a copy of that. So these are the things that are going to be informing what I'll be talking about. So, as extension professionals, hopefully you will be heartened by this presentation. You'll also be dismayed and definitely be challenged. Let me begin with my very first key point, which is the biggest picture possible. We are in the middle of the most profound social transformation of our time, the sustainability revolution, and most of us don't have a clue of its tremendous scope and the roles that we play in it. Those of us who really think we know what's going on don't. Think about, let's put it in perspective, think about the scientific revolution in the 16th and 17th centuries. Think about the names that came out of that. Kepler, Galileo, Descartes, Newton, Voltaire, Rousseau, Linnaeus, Locke. Think also about the Industrial Revolution of the 18th and 19th centuries, and think about those people, the really famous people, the Wright brothers, Ford, Watt, Whitney, Fulton, Edison, Nobel, Pasteur, Lister, Curie. The sustainability revolution that we're in the middle of right now is just as momentous. And there are names attached to it too. Let's see how many of them you know. McKibben, McDonough, the Dalai Lama, Meadows, Robbins, Dominguez, Brundtland, Hawken, Ray, Mother Teresa, Durning, Kumar, Schumacher, Shiva, Leopold, Macy, Fodor, Puccini. Do you know those? Guess what? 50 years from now, people will know these names because we are in a momentous time. And who knows, our names might be on that list too. That's what extension's about. So my first key point is we are in the middle of something really big. The second key point, it's international in scope. It covers every facet of society. It includes government, industry, the private sector, education, the arts, the churches. All socioeconomic backgrounds, all nationalities, all religions, all cultural affiliations are represented in the sustainability revolution. If you want numbers, Paul Hawken estimates there are 30,000 sustainability groups here in the United States and tens of thousands worldwide. Social researcher Paul Ray says there are 50 million sustainability advocates here in the US and about 80 to 90 million in the European Union. Think about those numbers. We have 314 million people in the United States. We have 16% of those are involved in some kind of sustainability work, though they may not call it that. The key number is 20%. When 20% of the American public said smoking is wrong, all of a sudden rules, regulations, policies changed, and you no longer had people smoking in restaurants, planes, the whole bit. They're all standing out there on the street corners going, in the corner. It's not cool anymore. We're at 16%. 20% is the magic number. Our programs are probably included in that number of 30,000 sustainability groups. The National Network for Sustainable Living Education, I think it's one of those. These people, these 80 to 90 million people over in the European Union, can be our allies, as well as the 50 million people that are right here in the United States. These are allies, partners, collaborators, and we could look at it as competitors. Way back last century, in 1998, I coined the term sustainable living. Okay? It turned out that there were only 3 references to that. Yesterday, Google gave me 3.85 million. Okay, so sustainable living is big. All right, third key point. Am I really 5 minutes?
9:45?
Yes, good. I'll make sure I do it. Third, no problem. Third key point. Sustainability is only considered often with ecological concerns, just like what we're talking about here. I'm going to ask us to look at a different way. Consider these things as the broadest context of issues. Consider globalization, conservation, socially responsible investing, human rights, population growth. Consider biodiversity, labor rights, earth ministries, community-supported agriculture, local currency. All of those things are sustainability. So when we're talking here, let's make sure we include those things. And my fourth point is that we have remarkable similarities among all the groups. People care about the environment, people care about the economy, people care about social equity, the triple bottom line. These groups all over the world care about the health of our natural systems and know that our very survival depends on it. We also are very aware that there are limits to the Earth's ecosystems. Read the latest IPCC report. Okay, and finally, there are long-term intergenerational actions and goals. Are you reeling with the immensity of it? Are you wondering how all of this stuff could be going on because you don't know about it? Well, fifth key point, leadership is decentralized. No one started this worldview, according to Paul Hawken. No one is in charge of it. No orthodoxy is restraining it. It is unrecognizable to the American media because it's not centralized, based on power, or led by charismatic white males. Okay? So keep these 5 points in mind. I'm going to do this. What do we have to know? There are constraints and within extension. And there are also beneficial cultural values. Our constraints involve all the things that we're well aware of. Primarily, we are a very conservative organization, and often we have a hard time with things like this. However, we have beneficial cultural values that will simply be able to make us work this through. Our clientele is really, really hungry for a revolutionary, science-based paradigm shift. They want to know what the best information is. And I will say one last thing. What happens next? This is where you put your hand over your heart and start humming the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Because really, in extension, this is up to you, up to us. In 2000, the preamble to the Earth Charter was written, and it speaks well to what we're all about. We stand at a critical point in Earth's history a time when humanity must choose its future. As the world becomes increasingly fragile and interdependent, the future holds at once great peril and great promise. To move forward, we must recognize that in the midst of a magnificent diversity of cultures and life forms, we are one human family and we are one earth community with a common destiny. Towards this end, it is imperative that we, the peoples of earth, declare our responsibility to one another, to the greater community of life, and to future generations. We must join together to bring forth a sustainable global society founded on respect for nature, universal human rights, economic justice, and a culture of peace. Thank you.